What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. Today's video, I would like to talk about wide receiver Drake London. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell so you know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content. Hit that like button for your boy. I do appreciate each and every one of you guys for your continued support, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you'd like to follow your boy on Twitter and Instagram, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. If you'd like to donate to my channel, you can donate to my Cash App, which is the $ Jew Talk Sports. And if you'd like to be a part of my Jew Talk Sports membership, you can hit that join tab here on the channel as well. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So as I mentioned in today's video, I do want to talk about wide receiver Drake London and why Drake London is him. He showed us last Sunday that he's a very special talent. Drake London had his best game of his career last Sunday. It was his coming out party. He had 10 catches for 172 yards against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And you guys know that I'm a huge Drake London fan. When he was coming out of USC, he was that wide receiver that I thought could be a very special talent. And he showed us last week why he can be a very special talent for many years to come for this Atlanta Falcons team. Drake London goes 6'4", 215 pounds. And last Sunday, he really made some spectacular catches. We've seen why the Atlanta Falcons drafted him in the first round a couple seasons ago. And last week, I really feel like last week's game was just a glimpse of how special Drake London can be. He showed us last week his physicality with him being able to go up and catch the 50-50 ball, which I thought was one of his best attributes coming out of college. He's one of those guys similar to a Megatron, similar to a Mike Evans, who plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, similar to a Randy Moss in the way that he can go up and make 50-50 catches. And usually when that ball is thrown up in the air, it's really like 90% to 10% that he's going to come down with the football. So I really feel like Drake London really put the NFL on notice last week. And I really feel like at this point, because he had that great showing against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, I really feel like this Atlanta Falcons offense can continue to open up the offense. We know that Arthur Smith likes to throw a lot of in-breaking routes and a lot of routes across the middle, which I still think that the Falcons, that will be one of the staples of this passing game with our play action. But I'm finally glad that they see that Drake London is a deep threat as well. He's not just a guy who can catch the intermediate pass or the short pass and run out the catch. He is a guy that can take the top off the defense as far as him being able to go up and make that, make those 50-50 catches and high pointing the football. And I feel like that was one of the things that has been missing from this Atlanta Falcons offense. Is we haven't had a lot of deep passes down the field. Everything has been within 15 to 20 yards. And Drake London showed us last week with a bunch of explosive plays. He had a bunch of plays over 25 yards last week, a lot of big plays down the field. And I really feel like moving forward, it's going to bode well for the Falcons to get Drake London the ball deep down the field. Another thing that I think is going to bode well for this Atlanta Falcons team is that Drake London and Desmond Ritter have a special connection. Those two guys were drafted the same year. Those guys have been basically clicking since they first were drafted together. And I feel like their relationship on and off the field will bode well for this Atlanta Falcons team. And it feels like Desmond Ritter is just comfortable with throwing the ball to Drake London, giving him opportunities to go up and get the ball. It's been times this year where we've seen Desmond Ritter kind of be off trying to throw the ball and force feed the ball to Kyle Pitts. But I really feel like Drake London and Desmond Ritter has a chance to have that similar connection that Matt Ryan and Julio Jones had, especially if Desmond Ritter ends up becoming what I think he really can become, as being one of those guys that could be a franchise quarterback, be a guy who could lead this Atlanta Falcons team. If he's here for years to come, I really feel like Drake London and Desmond Ritter, those two guys together could be a special tandem. And it just seems like ever since Desmond Ritter took over that quarterback position last season, both him and Drake London has been on the same page. And we seen last week he was willing to give Drake London opportunities to catch the ball down the field. But I really feel like in this offense, if we use Drake London as one of the focal points, which I really feel like after last week's game, he should be one of the focal points in the passing game, not just using him in the slot, but also using him outside the numbers. Because if you notice with this Atlanta Falcons offense, for whatever reason, we don't throw the ball outside the numbers a whole lot. We like to attack the middle of the field. But I really feel like last week's game showed that Drake London, not only is he a special talent as far as going up and getting the ball at his highest point, and high point in the football, but he also showed us last week that he also can run really good routes. Whether it was those outbreaking routes that we seen last week, whether it was those dig routes and those quick, stop routes, he did a good job last week of getting those chunk plays. And if teams are going to play Drake London one-on-one, I really feel like that's going to be easy completions for Desmond Ritter on the outside. So I definitely think that Drake London is that next special talent for our Atlanta Falcons. We know we've had some great wide receivers come out of Atlanta. We've had Roddy White here. We've had guys like Julio Jones. And I think that Drake London is that next superstar wide receiver for this Atlanta Falcons team. So with that being said, you guys give me your thoughts on Drake London. Do you think he's the next superstar wide receiver in Atlanta? Personally, I do think that he is that next superstar wide receiver for this Atlanta Falcons franchise. And I really feel like he has a chance to be, all pro, make many Pro Bowls. But with that being said, this being your boy Jew, I have a lot more content coming for you guys. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up, be blessed. Peace.